Romans chapter 12 verse 21 says, "Do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good." I don't know you. I don't know what you are going through, but I know you had people hurt you, and so have I. But I would bet that Thorfinn has been through far worse than either of us, and he shows us the good, the bad, and the ugly ways about moving on. A familiar face greets Thorfinn above a horrific pit where everyone is your enemy, and you live here without even realizing it. How often do you resent people for things they have done to you, and above all, how often do you have negative thoughts about yourself? I would bet the answer to all of those questions I just asked you is more often than you would like. How do you escape this place? If I said you have to stop seeing other people as your enemy, I would be a liar, because I would not be showing you every step of the way. The only way to escape this place is to embrace the love of Christ. What I mean when I say this is to love yourself as He loves you, and when you start to love yourself, you will start to love others like you would yourself. Thorfinn opens his eyes to see every person he unnecessarily made his enemy, grabbing him by the knees and dragging him down to hell. You don't realize it right now, but the same thing is happening to you too. When you see the bad things in other people, you can't escape negative thoughts about yourself. I can bet no one here can actually name a time you have done something good. Askeladd says to Thorfinn to climb, to leave them dangling onto you, and to climb, because even if you begin this climb and become a better person, you will still have someone who will try to put you down. When Jesus came down here and placed himself right in the midst of all our war and disease and suffering and evil, what did he do? He didn't just snap his fingers and make it all go away. He didn't yell and scream in anger. He certainly wasn't afraid. God did not even spare his own son for me. He could have, but instead, he bore it. He suffered it patiently, and he crushed it permanently. Jesus does not give us an answer. He gives us himself. I want you to say this prayer with me. I don't care if you're smoking with your friends or using a vape right now. Please, take a moment with me. Lord, you have guided me today. Lead me again tomorrow. My loved ones are in your hands. Keep them safe. Help me to do your will today. Amen. Turn the other cheek. Have little notice to people who try to put you down, because believe it or not, you do have the power to ignore them. And when you really think about it, what can they do to you other than sound angry? Continue to climb and pursue a positive goal, because they are not your enemy. But of course, you can't live in an ugly world with good intentions, and there are very rare situations where having good intentions is enough. There are certainly times to stand up for yourself, but that's all it is, standing up for yourself. None of the fights people are looking from you are worth winning other than temporary satisfaction. Arguing with a smart person is difficult, but arguing with a stupid person is impossible. There is only so much we can do in one life. Do not waste your gift hating others. Your life is worth so much more than that. The same man who was once a nihilist is now conflicted with a difficult choice. Does he go back and try to prevent more fighting, or does he leave with the belief Canute is not his enemy despite their past? You can think you are better than everyone else when you stand as the good man doing nothing, but while evil triumphs and your rigid pacifism crumbles into bloodstained dust, the only victory afforded to you is that you stay true to yourself. You can think you are the only one suffering, but it is because that you cherish something that you must protect it. It is not a sin to fight for the right cause. Even 100 men could not stop him from coming back alive. He walks back into the field. He has no plan, no sword or malice, and asks to see the king. The guards mock, provoke, and eventually try to attack Thorfinn. All these people want to do is fight, Before it is revealed, they have been betting on how many punches Thorfinn could withstand. Thorfinn announces he will bet on himself to withstand 100 punches. For the first time in his life, he will not fight back or run. Thorfinn is finally ready to hold whatever is going to hurt him and accept it. Matthew chapter 5 verses 43 to 44 says, "You have heard that it was said, 'Love your neighbor and hate your enemy.' But I say to you, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you, so that you may be sons of your Father who is in heaven." If this were a matter that could have been solved by simply talk alone, it should have been resolved long ago. Thorfinn responds, "Did anybody even try to put the effort in to talk it through, or did you simply decide to fight when the other side drew their swords first? You likely live like this every single day." I don't know why, but I can say with confidence that a lot of people would rather stay angry than to move on. There is something very poetic about the one punching Thorfinn because he is the one who is out of breath on the floor. All that anger in these pointless fights takes so much more out of you than you realize. The only one standing is the only one who fought his real battle. Thorfinn's biggest strength is his willing heart to live as a man of God in an ungodly world. Luke chapter 6 verse 22 says, "Blessed are you when people hate you, when they exclude you and insult you and reject your name as evil because of the Son of Man. Rejoice in that day and leap for joy, because great is your reward in heaven." Like I said in the beginning, I don't know you, but be proud of how you've been handling this year. The silent battles you fought, the moments you had to humble yourself. Wipe your own tears, pat yourself on the back, celebrate yourself. It takes a lot of courage to push through hard times. The Cold War we fight is a spiritual war. The Great Depression we are dealing with is our mind. I meet you men for the first time today. I know nothing about you, nor do I bear any grudges. You are not my enemies. I have no enemies. Explaining evil as a vague curse inflicted on someone is nothing more than a crush for the truth. At the end of the day, the devil's goal is to spread misery. Misery loves company. I'm not suggesting you simply become a pushover. I lived that way for a lot of my life, and there are times where you do have to stand up for yourself. You should be ready for that, but it should not be your first choice to react negatively, but rather your last. You cannot make someone love you by giving them more of what they already do not appreciate. There are people who do not want to listen. God did not call us to win petty arguments. He did not call us to watch others dash our hopes and dreams, and He did not call you to live your life as a coward to your last whimper. That alone is a slap in the face to the life He has given you. Fight, or be forgotten. Luke chapter 10 verses 19 to 21 says, "Behold, I give you the authority to trample on serpents and scorpions, and over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall by any means hurt you. Nevertheless, do not rejoice in this, that the spirits are subject to you, but rather rejoice because your names are written in heaven. This does not give you the power to oppress others, but to show love by standing up for yourself. This is not selfish." Matthew chapter 10 verse 34 says, "I have not come to bring peace, but a sword." If you feel like you don't fit into this world, it's because you're here to create a better one.